Hi, boys and girls. It's time for Storytime with Besties, Outside Edition, Home Edition. Today I'm going to read you a wonderful story about the rainforest. It's my favorite story about the rainforest. You know I love books, but this is really one of my favorites. It's called The Great Kapok Tree. It's written by a lady whose name is Lynn Cherry. It's all about a wondrous tree that grows in the Amazon rainforest and all the animals that live in this one special tree. Let's look at the front and the back. All right, there's a bird. Why do you think the book is green? What do you know about the rainforest? Lots of green things. It's hot, 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 and things grow, grow, grow. This is the inside cover of the book. Here is a map, a flat map. Here's where we live in North America. Here's South America. This green area is the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon River runs through the Amazon rainforest. Here are some of the animals that we're going to learn about in this book. And here are the layers of the rainforest. There are 4 layers. There is the forest floor. There's the understory. There's the canopy. And shooting out of the canopy is the emergent layer. The kapok tree is one of the trees that shoots out of the canopy. Its roots start here at the forest floor, and it rises through the rainforest to emerge out of the canopy. About 250 to 300 feet tall these trees are, home to many wondrous animals. In the Amazon rainforest, it is always hot, and in that heat, everything grows and grows and grows. The tops of the trees in the rainforest are called the canopy. The canopy is a sunny place that touches the sky. Colorful parrots fly from tree to tree, and monkeys leap from branch to branch. The bottom of the rainforest is called the understory. The animals that live in the understory like darkness. There, silent snakes curl around hanging vines, and graceful jaguars watch and wait. In this steamy environment, the great kapok tree shoots up to the forest and emerges above the canopy. This is the story of a community of animals that live in one such tree in the rainforest. The Great Kapok Tree, a tale of the Amazon rainforest. 2 men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet, and the creatures watched the 2 men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed to the Great Kapok Tree. Then he left. Here he is leaving. Told this gentleman to do something. This gentleman has an axe. What do you think he's going to do to the Great Kapok Tree? Let's switch sides because I like this side better. You can see the pictures better too. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack, whack, whack. The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop, chop, chop. The man wiped the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew very tired and sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and the hum of the forest had lulled him to sleep. A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down the trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash that the man had made in the tree, and then the snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ear, "Señor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down." But there he is. There's an emerald tree boa right there. Look at the butterflies. Oh, a bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. "Señor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and the flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on one another." So they pollinate all the trees in the rainforest. A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. "Señor, we have seen the ways of man. You chop down one tree, then you come back for another and another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the earth in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away and the forest will become a desert. The roots of the trees help keep the dirt in the ground. chop all the trees down, everything will wash away. A toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock, that's a bird in the rainforest, flew down from the canopy. "Senor," squawked the toucan, "you must not cut down this tree. We have flown over the rainforest and seen what happens once you begin to chop down trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering remain." The rainforest is very important. Oh, look at the little tree frogs. See them? A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In his squeaky voice, he piped in the man's ear. "Senor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree." Oh, there's our jaguar. Do you remember where he lives? In the understory where it's dark, so no one can see him. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, "Senor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner?" He needs to find his dinner there. Look at these little tree porcupines. Aren't they cute? 4 tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, "Senor, do you know what animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And senor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forest, you will destroy that which gives us all life. Yes, we need these trees. They produce oxygen, and we need oxygen, don't we? Yes, we do." Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, "Senor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future, and surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends on what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children who tomorrow would live in a world without trees." Wouldn't that be terrible? Do you know what this is? It's a sloth. Did you know this sloth had been climbing down from the canopy all the way in the beginning of the book? Sloths are slow. A 3-toed sloth had been climbing down from the canopy when the men first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground. Plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man, she spoke in her deep and lazy voice, "Senor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroyed the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes? If you cut down all the trees in the rainforest, you'll get rid of all the beautiful flowers and beautiful plants in there." Oh, look at this little boy. A child from the Yanomamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. There are native people who live in the rainforest and have lived there for hundreds of years. Native means that's where they have lived their whole lives. Some of them have never been out of the rainforest. Isn't that amazing? He murmured in his ear, "Senor, when you wake up, please look upon us all with new eyes." How do you get new eyes? Do you trade your eyes in? Think about that a minute. We'll talk about that. The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child and all of the wonderful creatures who had depended on the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they all were. Look how beautiful they all are. We have the jaguar, we have the cock of the rock, we have the parrot, we have the sloth, we have the ocelot, the anteaters. All of them depend on this tree for their life. The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amongst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of the flowers, and he felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor. But he didn't hear a sound, for all of the creatures were strangely silent. I think they're waiting for him to make a decision, because he has a job to do, remember. Oh no. The man stood up and picked up his axe. He swung back his arm as though to strike the tree, but suddenly he stopped. He turned and he looked at the animals and the child. What do you think he's going to do? I hope he makes a good choice. He hesitated. Then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. Did he make a good choice? He did. Did he look at it with different eyes? He did. Before, he didn't think about anything but just chopping down the tree like the man said. But then after the animals spoke to him, I think he was probably dreaming, don't you? Then he decided, wait a minute, there's such a beautiful tree and all these animals depend on this tree. I can't chop it down. It would be such a horrible thing to do. So the lesson in this story is we need to take care of our environment so that it's here forever and ever and ever. It's kind of like the Lorax, right? You have to take care of it now so you'll have it later on. Until next time, bye-bye.